Hey guys!
Hello.
Welcome to another MM Twitch stream! It's awesome.
Can we start every day like this, please?
Yeah, that would be a
This
good
was
start day. So, hi everybody, we've got a cool Twitch stream session going on today. We're going to talk about something us three did, and one other who's not here. In America, we did something called the Train Jam.
Ow!
Yeah, and I know you're thinking, what's a train jam? Is that like some kind of preserve? You know, I mean, what's going on with that?
I do that jam.
Do like jam. So we're going to tell you. Basically, we got on a plane from here. We flew over to Chicago in America. We got on a train, and that train went from one side of America all the way to the other, to GDC, the Global Developers Conference. And while we were on the train for 52 hours.
52 hours.
52
is a long
hours.
time. If you haven't tried to stay up 52 hours, it's a long time.
On a train with nowhere to go but the train.
Yeah.
And we basically tried to make a game on it using dreams. And so we're going to show you the product of our 52 hours of not much sleep and travel sickness and various other ailments. And hopefully you guys will like it. Yes. So here we go. So we had a theme, and the theme was maximum capacity.
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't just us on the train jam. There were about over 200 of us, I think, all making games, all on the same train for that long.
That's a lot of people on a train.
So they give you a theme to sort of try and direct you and sort of give you some starting ideas of what you want to make the game about.
So yeah.
Like the game isn't actually called Press X to Play. I've had people say
Really?
that.
Oh, come on.
Well,
it should be
maybe
called
we
Press
can
X.
call it
Reasonable
Press X to
title.
Play. Maybe it's
Yeah.
not very.
So yeah, so this is the start of it. We put like a start screen, if you were, and so it felt like a sort of fully fledged game by the time we got to the end. So here we go. Let's press X. What's going on? Ooh, what's that? So there's this spaceship that's clearly crash landed, and we're gonna take control of this rocketeer here. I'm gonna go and see what's to explore. So do you want to explain the how this rocketeer character was made, guys?
Yeah, so the other person on the train jam with us was John Eckersley, one of our artists. I think he's been on previous streams. Yeah, there was a point at some time on the second night, I think, possibly.
Second night, yeah.
Yeah, we were all sitting around fairly sleep deprived. We had two TVs on the train with two PS4s, so we could be making in dreams. And John was running one of them, making art, and he was making a character to play through our game. And his TV was sort of facing the back wall, so he was sort of sitting there silently giggling to himself for about 10 minutes. And we asked what he was making. He was like, I'm making a Rocketeer character. And we were like, okay, I know what a Rocketeer is, it's the guy with the jetpack, and and then after about 10 minutes he was like, come have a look, and he made this character who is literally a rocket.
Yeah, quite literally a rocket.
So yeah, there was sort of a sleep deprived moment where John Eckersley sort of lost his mind, but it paid off because this is an awesome character.
He can't fly, he can kind of like take off a little bit. But John was also did pretty much all the art you can see in the level, and you can see he went for this quite sort of nice painterly surreal look, and it was actually based on the scenery that was when we were going by. We were going through the Colorado mountains at this point, and there was a bit of snow on the ground, a bit of sort of dry grass and rocks. And so then when he produced this character, it's unlike anything John's ever done before, so he'd completely lost his mind by this time.
Yeah.
So,
We started off by going through Iowa and Nebraska, so he started doing Iowa and Nebraska-ish things, and then suddenly Colorado, and there was snow, and he was just doing what he was seeing out the window, which was
real time, pretty much.
very quickly prototyping and like making things. And
Yep.
I mean, first we had like a static level that was just sort of an idea for the style, and then we actually made it, and it was all very, very quick, which was amazing.
Ridiculously quick, yeah. So we found this little guy, and when you press R2, it waves your hand and calls him towards you, so he'll follow you around. It's a cute little sound. And you can tell him to wait by using your left arm, so you say, wait here, and then he'll wait for you, wherever you told him to wait. But you can just call him again, because you don't want to leave him behind.
Or her behind.
Or
Do
her,
they have a gender?
absolutely.
I don't know.
I don't know, maybe.
They're just fluff balls. Are they even alive?
They are sentient fuel pellets.
They are indeed.
As you find out later. So let's explore the rest of this level. What was cool about the art when we were doing this is, what we were saying is we were quite literally making it real time as the scenery was going by. And many other developers, 200 other developers on the train, were coming up and asking us, "Oh, what's this? What are you making this?" And we explained that we were just making things in real time, and they couldn't quite get their head around it. And we said, "No, look, if you look out the window, it's the same as what's on the screen." And they're like, "But we've only been going an hour." And we're like, "Yeah, that's how fast you can make things in Dreams." So I think it's pretty exciting to see it in context next to more traditional development tools.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, we're guiding these little guys around. We've collected quite a herd now. See if there's any more around here. Call them. Hey guys, anyone around?
Hidden
Oh,
on my
there's
map.
one.
Yes.
There he is. Hey dude. So there's these energy pads that have been placed around. So if we move over near one and we tell the little guys to wait, they go and wait on it and they activate the energy. So you can see there's an energy stream that's going over to this other object. Let's see what this other object is. Lift. Going up the lift. So of course we've left our little fuzzy dudes behind now.
I don't want to do that. Get them back.
I'll get them back. So I think we can help them if we push this bridge down. Okay. So we use the puppeteering. So I'm going to lean back with the controller and I'm going to push forward. And that's how you knock down a bridge with a rocket. Good job it's not a missile. It's
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm
say that.
so excited to go back up on the bridge.
Hey guys,
Someone's running away.
come back. Okay, so we've got them all now in tow, so we'll go back up the bridge. Hopefully they'll be able to follow us up nicely. Come on, dudes. Yeah, they've made it. Okay. Oh no, this bridge has already fallen down. Okay, so we did have this bridge where you could, if you called the guys at the top, they would try and get to you and they would knock this bridge down as well. But it's always a problem when you're sort of live broadcasting, things go wrong.
Absolutely.
And considering we made it on a train where we'd only had a few hours sleep over 3 days.
Bugs are to be expected, but
I mean, we were just like, okay, we're too tired to continue now. So there was no amount of testing whatsoever.
Zero testing. But it turned out pretty good. I think it shows you how fast we can rapidly prototype things in Dreams.
This is the bridge.
The Bridge of Doom.
Of Doom.
So yeah, there's a really cool story, cool, insane for Bogdan story about this bridge. When I first made it, because I was doing the design for this, I made the bridge only about as wide as a rocket. And you have the little dudes on here, if I put them back on again, and the bridge is turning. And Bogdan was playing and we were filming it, because I filmed the whole entire trip. And so I was filming Bogdan do this for a playthrough. But he didn't realise that he had to take these guys off, so he was trying to go around on it while it was spinning, and it was, 3 times smaller. And he kept falling off every time at the same time, like I nearly did then.
how many times was it you
I
fell?
think like 4 times, because one of the times I got launched into space by
Yeah.
jumping off one of the fuel pellets.
And at this point, this is on the 3rd day, Bogdan was extremely tired, and he kind of lost his mind, and we'll show you the footage at some time, because like I said, we filmed it all and we put it up. And Bogdan quite literally went insane, and we weren't sure whether he was crying or laughing
I was
or
definitely crying.
emotionally
I
distressed.
think John Eckersley was also crying.
Yeah,
We were
I
all
think-
crying.
I think we were all crying at this point. I mean, being on a train in close proximity to your friends, no matter how much you like them, it's like,
It was quite intense.
woo!
It's funny because like the 5th time I made it across the bridge, and then I was like, yay, and then I immediately fell back off the bridge.
Oh, and then I tried to do it because I said, "Do you want me to do it, Bogdan?" Bogdan's like, "Yeah, I can't do it anymore." So he gave the controller to me while John Exley filmed me. And just as we got to that point again, the battery ran out of power, so it just never worked. But we've got past it now. Okay, so we'll go for this. Okay.
Do you have a name for the little rocket character?
Oh, the Rocketeer.
The Rocketeer.
Rocketeer. But if you guys have got a better name out there on Twitch, maybe you guys could suggest it.
Or a name for
Challenge, I
the. Do we
hear.
have a name for the fuel pellets?
Yeah, so
either?
we need a name for the fuel pellets. We need a name for this game that we've made.
Ah, okay.
Like this
Oh, you don't have a
particular
name?
bit. We don't have a name. It's been called Press X to play thus far. So we need a name for the Rocketeer character. We need a name for the sentient fuel pellet, cute fluffy dudes. And yeah,
So
that's cool.
stacking
So
up into a pile at the moment, aren't we?
This level was
Big
made
crowdfunding.
very, very quickly on the second day.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, we have time to make another level.
let's do it.
We just
Ciao.
made it very, very quickly.
So it's lacking any exceptional gameplay elements, but it looks great. It's really really fun and simple to do. It's just one big sculpt, so I was just there and then sculpted out the path.
It's one big sculpt.
One big sculpt. The whole cave is one big sculpt, and then John Exley came in and put these nice rocks everywhere to make it look more cohesive. So we're trying to get off this planet that we've crash landed on by retrieving our fuel pellets. And there's rockets. This is really meta. There's like a rocket to get in the rocket and the rocket. So hopefully this one will work better than the one we're piloting around. So.
You get the second level and you play the bigger rocket and you're in space.
That's a good
That's the character for
idea.
level
3. It's live game creation going on here. So let's put them on this fuel energy pad. They're going to power up the rocket. Go in and we can get out of here. Let's jump in there. Off it goes.
Nice.
Up into space. Yeah, did it. Woo. So yeah, that was the game we made on the train jump, guys, in 52 hours. While the train was shaking all over the place, we had sun streaming in that interfered with the tracking. We had our suitcase when we got here was locked with a combination lock, and no one at work had told us the combination lock. In fact, if you guys see down on, you can see on the screen.
It's a time
I don't know.
lapse.
This is part of the time lapse, so that's where we're working. That was the view we had out the window. You can see it's going night to day. The whole thing, if you watch it, is about 20 minutes long. So we're just showing you snippets. There's me asleep on the other chair on the other side with a shower curtain wrapped around me,
I believe I'm asleep there.
working through the night. Liam asleep on the other chair. Because I was a designer, you see, I had to work through the night so that the artists and John and Bogdan, audio guy, could actually had something to put audio and art onto. So I kind of went insane and just stayed up and just tried to make it.
Yeah, you got the least sleep out of all of us, I think.
Not much sleep at all.
There's a lot of kit there as well.
There's a lot of kit. Yeah, there's all wires.
How much stuff did you have?
Oh well.
A lot.
Yeah, 3 suitcases worth of stuff, and you can see all those wires that are all over the table there. John Exley, the artist, the one who was over in the right corner there, one of the nights, very tired, spilt beer right over the power cable, and so the entire place, we could have sort of set the train on fire there. Or just,
I mean, the whole corner was a fire hazard, really.
yes, it was.
I spent the entire time trying to not spill coffee everywhere, and like I was very, very, very careful. And then it turns out he spilled beer everywhere.
It was pretty intense. But as you can see, we had some amazing views. We went from deserts to canyons to mountains to snow, rivers, lakes.
Yeah.
Absolutely every kind of imaginable scenery you can
It's actually
think
quite
of.
hard to stay focused on a game you're making when there's views like that out the window. There were a lot of moments throughout the train jam where people would be mid-conversation and you just hear like suddenly a whole cart would just go silent because you'd just come through a tunnel or something and everyone would just turn to the window and be like, you know, breaths taken away just by what they can see.
Yeah, there was.
Everything outside was amazing, literally.
Yeah.
Literally amazing. Like you were amazed because we saw deserts and like snow-capped mountains and just like Arizona, Utah style mesas and stuff like that. I've never seen this stuff in my life, which was like amazing. So like it was very, very hard to focus on the game.
Yeah.
Is this the longest train journey you guys have ever taken?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Longest journey full stop I think. I mean,
Yeah.
52 hours.
Yeah, it's
on
a
the-
long time.
And that was just on the train. I mean, we had to fly from England to Chicago.
Yeah. So how long was that then?
That was
8 hours?
8.5 hours, something like that. Just the flight. So if you took the whole journey into account, because I filmed it from start to finish, so I would have left my flat at around 12 o'clock
Yeah.
at lunchtime.
Yeah.
We'd have then taken a taxi to the airport, and then we got a flight. Was it 5 o'clock? I think, guys.
Something like that, yeah.
So then we would have flown 8 hours, and because of time zones, we actually got to Chicago at like 6, 7 o'clock or something like
Yeah.
that in the evening. And we missed out the 8 hours in between. You know, we could have sort of committed some crimes and got away with it, I'm sure. Then we got the taxi from the airport to our hotel near Grand Union Station, which had taken an hour. You know, we went out to see some guys for the pre-jam meetup. Went to sleep for a bit, woke up, got on the train the next day, sort of around lunchtime, and then it was 52 hours on the train, and we arrived in San Francisco sort of 3 days later, Emeryville. And it was, yeah, I mean...
It was very non-stop.
It was very, very non-stop. And of course then we went to GDC, and you guys have probably seen highlights. We did a load of really, really cool sort of show and tell at GDC, you know, showed it to other devs, the rest of the community out there, and you guys are wicked. Everyone was there was so much positivity surrounding Dreams. It was really great.
Was that your first GDC, guys?
That's my second GDC.
That's definitely my
Definitely
first.
my
Yeah,
first.
my first as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good, isn't
What
it?
did you think of it?
It's awesome. San Francisco's amazing.
Yeah.
It's such a
Cool
great
city,
city. And
yeah.
everyone's so friendly there.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, game developers, you can just pick any of them out of a crowd, just walk up to any game developer, just start talking to them, and they'll be awesome people. That's the thing I took away from GDC was, like, there's talks and there's workshops and all that, but the best part about being there is just you meet so many amazing, awesome people working on really cool things, and yeah, you make friends, and it's bizarre how quickly that happens out there.
It's super cool.
Everybody there was cool.
Yeah, very
It's
cool.
Really cool.
Very cool. I'd like to think that I was part of the cool crowd. All of us were part of the cool crowd. We were also the people who were cool as well. Yeah, it was very exciting.
But yeah, there's a small gap between sort of Train Jam and GDC where I think we all needed to have a good sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep in a shower.
A shower was. I got to
I
tell
saw
you
the
that.
toilet that you, or the toilet and the shower that you had
Yes,
on the train.
so we had like between the four of us that went to Train Jam, we had one sleeper car which has 2 beds and this little cubicle which has both a toilet and a shower, pretty much on top of each other.
So you shower over the toilet.
Pretty much.
Yeah, well, you have
Shower.
you have one leg on the toilet
Yeah.
while trying to shower,
It's-
and then it's kind of like sloshing around inside. It's
Yeah,
Yeah, that's quite strange.
I think most people don't shower basically.
Yeah.
And you get to the other side, and after that long, I don't think I've had a better shower in my life.
no, it was a good shower.
There's a very
Feels
strong.
like heaven, like,
It was so good.
There's a very strong element of like do not want when you open up the door. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, and so yeah, because we had only the 2 beds, we couldn't all go to sleep at the same time. Hence why some of us stayed up, and we kind of like tried to sleep in shifts where we can. And as I was saying, like as you can see, we've got the time lapse, which we'll release like the full version of it later. But I also filmed the whole lot with a camera, so we're going to make like a whole awesome video to show you guys of the whole process of getting there, how it was all made, and showing you some of the incredible views, the incredible sunsets, sunrises. It was just breathtaking, really, and I'd recommend anyone to have a go on that train. Whether you're doing the
Yeah.
train jam or not, it's get on that train. It's the
California
Zephyr. Go from one side to the other. I mean, the food wasn't the best food because you can't really make very good food on the train.
train
You kind of
food.
have like a microwave, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, how would you like your steak cooked, sir? 750 watts or 800 watts? And then that was,
It's better than no food or just crisps.
it was,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
But the I'd like to sort of shout out to actually the staff who run that train. They were all super friendly. They were very happy to have us on board. There was no like, who are these insane people with loads of laptops and computers? They're very interested. They came around. They helped us out. You know, the whole atmosphere was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, and then on that note, obviously shout out to like Adriel and John and all
Yeah,
the people
yeah.
that organised Train Jam basically, because
Yeah.
there were like 2 or 3 of them just basically running the whole thing, herding
How
these
many?
200
It must
developers.
be crazy to run a thing of that scale, basically. Just convincing Amtrak to let 250 game developers. on the
Yeah,
train.
game developers.
We like
as-
kittens,
yeah,
but
as-
yeah, it's in-
by our nature, we tend to be quite disorganised and doing our own thing. So herding 200 of them about is
Yeah.
is.
And every year, some of them just get off at random stations and apparently
And get left
they
behind.
get left
Yeah.
behind.
There was a point at one of the stops. They were like, "We recommend not getting off here because every year we end up leaving someone. So please stay on the train."
They get adopted, by. Yeah, of course. So
Chat want you to play it again.
you want us to play it again?
Let's
Okay,
just mix
okay.
this up.
I think we should swap.
Oh, yeah.
Someone else.
Okay.
Bogdan, why don't you play? Because
I'll
you get
fall
to the
off the
bridge.
bridge.
That's
Okay.
fine. Let's get to
Yeah, that'll
the
be good.
We
Not
fall
like
off
a
the
time
bridge.
track. It goes fast.
I'll just rewind this. Then.
No, that's the second level, so you have to leave. Yeah.
So there were 250.
Around 250, because the train jam
It is.
sold out within
It was
quite
less
literally a
than
minute. Yeah. And so then they opened up extra slots. They just said, if you book normal tickets on the train, you can just come down and join in the fun.
Okay.
But Sony had and various other people had sponsored to help out. So
Yeah.
Sony had sponsored the observation cart. So they actually attached a whole new carriage to the train
No way.
just
For
for
us.
us. And so it was
Not for you. Not
yeah.
for us. For me,
not for me,
Oh, no, I mean,
for
for Train Jam.
for the
Right,
train
okay,
jam.
I see.
So Adriel, as mentioned before, who sorted this all out, who's absolutely amazing.
Woo.
And yeah, big clap to Adriel. We she was going through like counting up at the end, how much money the tickets had got, because when you bought the ticket you got a certain amount of food and snacks and stuff, and she'd organised it all. We had like little sort of raffle tickets, and she was going through working it out at the end. And this is the third year I think they've done it, and this is the first year where they haven't lost money doing it, because
Yeah.
she organises it off her own impetus and back. So next year, guys, if people are coming to the train jam, let's support the train jam and make it awesome, because Adriel did such an incredible job, and it's definitely something we should invest time in, I think,
Yeah.
as game developers.
It
there's
sounds like
actually-
an amazing thing to do. You know, if you're sort of starting out and want to meet other developers and
Yeah.
have an amazing experience.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no like, it's impossible when you're crammed that tightly with other developers not to meet people and make friends. Like it would be a challenge to specifically avoid everyone, basically.
Super hard.
So you can pretty much go knowing that you're going to meet some people and have fun.
Yeah. And you don't have to think, you don't even have to be like an experienced professional game developer. There was people on there who'd never even made games before and thought this would be a good chance to,
Yep.
you know, get involved with other people, because you formed teams, and we actually had a 5th person from MM, Nathan, who's not here, who went to do the Train Jam himself. You know, not as part of MM, just as himself, and he met up with some other game developers there who'd never met before, and they joined up and they made a game together. And some people had never made games before, and you can just join up and you say, oh, you're a programmer, can you help me make a game? And there's such a wealth of experience and expertise there that just turning up, for any of you guys out there, you know, it's definitely worthwhile doing.
Yeah, totally. The other thing to do would be to check out the Train Jams, the games that were made this year. They're all actually online. I suppose we can post a link on the Twitter afterwards or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's
That's great.
they're all on.
It will appear down here somewhere, I suspect.
Oh yeah, on the thing.
Link!
But yeah, on itch.io there's a page that has all the Train Jam games, and we had there was a booth at GDC with all of them set up, so you could just walk up and play, and there were a lot of great games made over, just 2 days, so it's worth checking
I
out.
think it was over 200 games or something. Like it was.
Oh no,
It was
we're all falling off the
as
bridge.
many games as there were people there, at least, because there was
There's
this.
one survivor.
There was one person who made 50 games.
Yeah,
And,
there was someone on the train that was attempting to make.
And she
50
remembered all of our names
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. I think the key game that I
Corrigan.
yeah,
Corrigan.
the key game that I know her for was she was running around trying to remember the name of every person on the Train Jam, and by the end of it, as far as I could tell, she was running down and listing pretty much everyone.
She ran. She's like, "You're John Beach." I was like, "Yes, that's amazing. How'd you know that?"
It's impressive.
And she had another game where it was like a cardboard
Like
pizza
a
box,
pizza box.
and she was asking everyone what we thought it was, and so we'd say, "Oh, I don't know, like a duck or a spaceship." And she's going, "Great, great," and she's getting all the answers. She said, "The only wrong answer is it's a pizza box." And Bogdan was
That was what
like,
Bogdan
"It's a
was.
pizza box."
It's definitely a pizza.
I mean, it definitely
I will
was a
stand
pizza
by
box.
my opinion. I think it's really interesting because people were asking us on the train, like, "Oh, is this your game? Did you guys make this?" And we were like, "No, we made this here actually, and our game is the thing we'll be making it in."
Yeah, yeah.
But like people couldn't believe that we actually made this game that we're playing right now.
Yeah.
It came within a game.
Yeah, and we really
Just
did, like,
within, like,
every
a
single
minute.
aspect of this game, was made
From scratch.
from scratch on the train. I mean, I can't iterate that enough. Every single aspect of it.
Even
was
the
just
audio and the
awesome.
music
Yeah,
were
yeah.
all made. Like we made
Yep.
music and everything on the train. The sound effects and stuff.
Yeah, the people we were actually sitting around were, they were enthusiastic and they were watching it, but they were also a bit downtrodden, and they kept getting distracted by the fact that we were making this. 'Cause obviously, it looks quite nice and it's quite fun to watch you make things in dreams. So they kept saying, we just keep just watching you and forgetting to make our own game.
Yeah, the table next
Yeah.
to us, they just said, "Sorry, every time you're demoing it to anyone else, we just can't work," and they would close their laptops up, because most people out there were using Unity, which is awesome.
Unity is
is
brilliant.
amazing. But they, with other 3D packages, they could make some cubes, and we were just like blitzing out this art, and it's a completely sort of different ethos to creating, and it was just very exciting to see it work side by side with more traditional game development tools.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are a lot of details in this level. If you race through it, you don't notice them necessarily, but just like waterfalls and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
They were
Yeah,
kind
no.
of layered because the original level was just like a blocked out barren thing.
Yeah.
It started off as just.
I had grass and fences and
Very,
rocks. Yeah, yeah.
But then John went off and added like these waterfalls and things. It's like
Brings
a
it
huge
to
there's a
life.
forest in the distance,
Yeah.
which is like very sort of abstract painterly.
And there's sort of things stroking around in the sky. You can see like zephyrs.
Are there?
Yeah, if you look up a little, there you go. See little white zephyrs
yeah.
come down,
And snow.
and
I mean,
snow's coming down.
Oh,
that's
snow was
sub
really, really
effect.
cool. Yeah. I was like, how did you do snow? So I guess there's a technique for it. Which I
Oh,
don't
so
know.
snow is so easy. We have like a stroke tool, and it copies your animation and propagates it everywhere. So you just select the weather tool, and to do rain, you would do a stroke straight down like this, and it would do rain for you. So to do snow, you just quite literally move your hand down as if how you think snow would move down, and then you've got snow.
Yeah.
I mean, we try and make everything as super simple to create and sort of performance-driven as possible.
I think it's the same for like all of these animated sort of strokes and smoke and stuff. Like the smoke from the house in the distance is all
Yeah.
Sort of done the same way, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you just stroke where you want the smoke or the waterfall.
That's smoke from the
This crashed you
I'm trying my camera.
That's good. Yeah, you won't be able to.
Yeah, and I mean, I spent ages also doing sound for this level and making sure everything comes from the right place and stuff. Water, and there's an ocean just at the edge of the level.
You can, if you go all the way to the top, you'll be able to show that.
Little house there. There's those electricity poles.
Yeah.
I think were quite a late addition.
And we had this, because when we were going by the Rocky Mountains, and there was just patches of snow around like this, so this really is sort of like a
I missed some
fairly
bits.
accurate representation. Yeah, you
there's some
have to load
in
down
the
the
bush over.
So if you look to the right there, you can see the snow. The sea, sort of very painterly sea.
That one might not have been quite as inspired by what we saw out the window. We
Yeah.
were going through the middle of America.
Yeah.
But,
It could be a lake.
Yeah, but it's a
you know.
dream.
it could be a river
Yeah,
or lake.
absolutely.
We went past some impressive lakes. So I'll give it that.
And we use that same stroke technology to do the little swirls of power going across here. And that was as simple as me. I kind of like drew the shape. It took a few seconds basically. So it really is very performance driven. The bridges
Clouds.
up this time. Yeah, beautiful clouds. But it's just great, and it was a real sort of making this in such a short amount of time in such unusual conditions as well. It really sort of attests to the power, and it was just a lot of fun as well. It really
pretty
was.
fun.
I think it's a test of your the team as well, like whether how you work in those intense conditions. Because I've been on long journeys with friends, and sometimes you leave hating them.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to see them again. And you guys are all here, and you're
We like each other.
Yeah. So
No, it
shows
was
that,
it was super good. I mean, it did have a great atmosphere. Even though it was a train, it's quite a sort of roomy train, and you could sort of walk around. And in fact, where our small sleeper car was at the other end of the train,
Yeah.
and I'd say it's probably like quarter
No,
of a
well
mile
done.
long or something
It's
like
a
that. I
very
mean,
long
it took
train.
a long time to walk from one end of the train to the other.
One of the fuel pellets didn't want to come.
You can't leave them behind.
Oh.
Don't leave them behind. Don't leave them behind. Rescue
Okay,
me.
I'm gonna mount a rescue mission.
Mount a rescue mission.
Don't fall.
I always fail at these types of puzzles. I was trying to play. Yeah. No. Okay.
That's it.
Wait till
Yeah.
it gets round
Whoa, tense moments. Bogdan's
I
reliving the
almost-
nightmare.
yes.
That's it. Yeah.
No.
yeah.
No. Come with me. And now I'm just gonna fall off like last time.
Lost one.
Lost
Well,
one.
that's not. Everyone.
That's just,
They're disposable.
Oh, it's so harsh.
so disposable.
We don't actually. I think the thing about this game is that we don't know if they're nice alive fuel pellets or just fuel pellets.
Yeah, they've got eyes and they've got they bounce.
And they make
around.
cute sounds. Yeah. They're quite endearing.
Is this particular level inspired by anything?
So the reason this one was created was I was busy making the previous level, and so we can explain who we all are. So I'm a designer. Bogdan was doing audio. Liam is a programmer, and we had John the artist. So Liam was kind of working as a designer as well because he knows the gadget system. Because Liam is the programmer who's been programming our tools. So I was making a level before, and Liam was trying to prototype some other things. We had buzz saws that cut the
Yeah,
little guys up.
the gameplay, all the gameplay mechanics I worked on, we didn't get time to put them in, but there were basically horrible ways for these tiny little cute things to be killed off.
Massacred, yeah.
There were swinging saws and buzz saws, and there was a rotating carousel thing that you had to sort of walk around. But if you didn't get out in time, there were flames.
Flame pits, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think that might say something about me. That was what I went to. I was like, things following you. There needs to be things that kill.
Yeah, exactly.
He spent the entire first day just making various ways to kill the
Killed a
pellets.
guy, and unfortunately we didn't get it in. But one
They
of
didn't quite
the
fit inside the sort of
Yeah,
Nebraska theme.
yeah, it didn't really
Killer
work
buzz
quite well.
saws.
one of the levels that
Lasers.
Liam made, as a test, was a cave which had some lights in, and it was right near the end of the day, of the second day. And I saw it and thought, that's really cool. So Liam and the guys had gone to bed for a bit, and I just thought, I really want that in there. So then I just made this. Because it's just worth having for looking pretty. You don't even have to have it for necessary gameplay impact, but it's just great to sort of walk through and then have a resolution. Because we didn't know if we were going to have time to have this resolution of escaping the planet, because 52 hours is a short period of time. And if you split that into 4 work days or whatever, you can imagine it being good, but we just did it in one
Yeah.
continual thing,
Intense.
so it's great.
And that was a cutscene as well at the end.
Yeah,
of,
yeah,
right?
little
So-
mini cutscene.
Yeah, so obviously you can not only make games, but you can make film.
Oh yeah, you'd be able to make sort of films and books, well not books, well kind of interactive books I guess, but you know, it's really exciting. We've just had walk into our little Twitch thing, Mark Healy, the creative director.
Just being nosy.
He's just been nosy.
It's causing
in.
trouble.
He's coming to tell us off. We're showing too much.
Flash my body to
Do not turn the
Don't
camera
do
around.
not want.
You're very grateful.
You guys are very lucky the camera's looking at us. It's brilliant. But yeah, so it was a really, really great experience, and I definitely think, you know, we should, MM will probably do the train jam again, so if you guys want to see us next year, hopefully we'll be there, and
give
you
us a
guys
shout
should
if you're
book
heading
your
down.
space. And we, you know,
It really is an adventure, basically. Like, everyone should do it. It's like a pilgrimage. The pilgrimage to GDC.
pilgrimage to GDC.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Game devs is like.
Of course, yeah. It's just the train jam was the start of the journey, and then you're at GDC, which was awesome. We were at Day of the Dev, so a shout out to Double Fine for sort of hosting us on that as well. That was really good. Thanks,
Great prize.
Yeah. So yeah, Double Fine had collated
Forgot to get the other one.
basically a load of
Speedrunning.
You
Killed all of them.
Killed
There's
all
one
of
still
them.
there. Get over. Oh, no, he's not.
No,
Get over.
you've
actually,
ruined
Just
it.
recklessly
I've
speeding through
actually-
level, killing everything.
Oh, there you go. Speedrun mode,
Yeah, you
speedrun
only
mode.
need one.
Oh, there.
Ta-da!
Bridge. No.
Yeah.
That was close.
Hopefully you guys will
Almost
you
did
will
it
come
back
next
down.
year and we can all hang out together, and have a beer and talk about games and end up in San Francisco. But I think we're probably sort of drawing to the close of the end of our Twitch today, guys.
I think so.
We can finish playing through this one.
We're finished playing through. I mean, I just want to say thanks for tuning in and watching our crazy ramblings about train journeys. And you know, stay tuned if you want to see the final video and all more of the time lapse, which really is awesome.
We've got a blog post coming next week.
post,
We'll have the video and some John Exley's Polaroids that he took.
Oh,
So,
they're
Polaroid
amazing.
cameras,
Yeah, John Exley had a Polaroid, like a really old-fashioned Polaroid camera, and he was taking the pictures, and they come out just looking like paintings, and they were amazing. You know, he only had 12 shots he could take, so he had to wait for the exact moment where good pictures would come up. Whereas I was just indiscriminately filming everything. I have this.
Oh yeah, explain your cool.
Yeah, I have
crazy
this
thing.
Steadicam. I should have brought it in actually. So it's like a motorized stick which has 3 motors on, and you have the camera on it. And no matter what you do with your hand like this, the camera stays perfectly level. It's kind of like VR overlaid in real life. It's very strange.
It's very weird, and sometimes it glitches out and it goes.
Yeah,
It just starts facing you, and like, oh god, what's happening? It's funny with the Polaroids because like John Eckersley was taking Polaroids all the time, and then one day he was like he wasn't doing it, and I was like, what happened? So I dropped my camera,
So
cracked his camera.
always the way. Well, guys, thanks very much for coming along
Yeah,
today.
thanks for watching.
Can I ask you guys each one more question?
Yeah, of course.
What was each of your standout moments during the train jam? Was there like a moment?
Oh,
like,
during the train
cool,
jam.
Like anything that particularly stood out, or like meeting anyone, or?
For me, it was definitely we'd been on the train. We'd got on the train for the first day. It went night, and I'd worked through the night, and then the sunrise started coming up, and it was like this red desert, and everything just looked like red. It looked like being on Mars. It was just incredible, and I just watched it.
That's my favorite part as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, really.
I was in Utah basically. It was in the Desolation Canyon.
No, there was a bit sometime. I think it might have been in Nevada, maybe. So we went through a tunnel, so it was just blackness for quite a while, and then we came out, and it was literally it'd gone from the other side of the tunnel was just
Like
rocks
deserty
and desert, and then we
rocks.
came out the other side, and it was all snow, trees as far as you could see, and this giant lake.
Donner Pass. I think.
Yeah, that was probably at Donner Pass, and that was just incredible. I stopped talking for about 20 minutes after that happened. I was like, I just have to look out.
And it was a lot of snow. It wasn't even just like it was like the trees were like triangles of snow, you know.
Yeah.
And it went from that. I mean, the tunnel was like we're probably in the tunnel for 10 minutes or something. I mean,
Yeah.
a long time for a train tunnel,
Yeah.
but in the grand scheme of things, a very short period. And when you see it on the time lapse, it's actually going along, and it just goes straight from desert and rocks, as Liam says, to snow instantly. It's just absolutely insane.
Was the question about our favorite part of the actual train journey or making the game?
Well, any of it really. Both.
Yeah, making the end.
Making the game was my favorite part of the journey.
Yeah.
Of course, actually meeting people was my favourite part of it. There were just a lot of really cool people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, really good quality games as well, actually. So.
More questions, Jenny?
Well, I have a name suggestion from,
Oh, yes.
from a guy called John M.
Okay.
he suggested Rocket Home, a musical adventure.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah,
That
so
sounds cool.
We'll talk
Yeah,
all
yeah,
out
yeah.
to the music.
That was
and then
Bogdan.
Rocket
Bogdan
Home.
composed that. That's
cool,
cool.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually probably my favorite thing is that I got to sit down for 2 days and just try to do all the sound and all the music for this on a train.
How was that on a wobbly train though? Like,
It wasn't too difficult. I mean, the thing is, I had to figure it because basically when you do audio, you kind of want to do it at the end. You can do some of it along the way, but you kind of want to see what everyone's done because the first day things were fluctuating and I didn't have many ideas. But then I just sat down and like just did everything.
Blitzed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Um,
awesome.
yeah.
And I did it with what I had on hand, so I used whatever sounds I could put together.
Sounds amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
And people have noticed that you were playing with the DualShock today as well. So obviously
Yeah.
you've shown a lot of move.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, we support the 2 moves. We support the DualShock with a camera and the DualShock without a camera. So you'll be able to play Dreams with whatever setup I assume you have, because everyone gets a DualShock with a PlayStation
do,
4,
everyone gets
right?
one,
So
yeah.
you guys will all be able to play it out there. No problem. You'll be able to create, make, consume, and use Dreams to your heart's content.
Mm.
Okay, guys. Well, I think that really is us. That we're going to
Yeah.
wrap up, and
Yeah. Thank you
we'll
so
see you
much,
guys
guys.
again soon.
Thanks for
Bye,
watching.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.